Like, hi guys, this is Anne. I'm here at Chronically Beautiful, where we are trying to live our best life, even though we totally probably don't feel like it. Okay, I'm not going to talk like that the whole time. So I am starting off this 80s inspired makeup look with the e.l.f. Foundation Serum with Goji Berry and SPF 25 in light medium. It is my favorite lazy girl foundation right now. I'm going to follow that up with the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair. And I'm blending that out with my e.l.f. Nabella Noir foundation brush. Love this brush. Love all these brushes. Get the set, I'm telling you. Actually, these are the only two in the set that I love. The others are okay, good, not great. But this one and the setting brush, which you'll probably see me use later, awesome. So I'm getting ready in this video for an 80s night in my bowling league with my husband, and we really go all out for that kind of thing. So I'm going in here with the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Radiant Pearl. I love this setting powder. It smells just like watermelons. Oh, yep, there's that e.l.f. brush. Love it. And it's got a little sheen to it, but I really love the packaging. It's set up in such a way that you can dip into the powder without having to pour it out into the lid. It's got this little net thing. Really cool. For bronzer, I'm using the Elizabeth Arden Forever Bronze Bronzing Powder in Deep 02, and it's 4 FOUR because there's 4 different bronzers in there, but I always just swirl them all together. And whenever I go too heavy with the concealer, I always just fix her up with some bronzer. The brush I'm using is by IT Cosmetics. And I didn't show you the blush, but it is the Lorac Baked Matte Satin Blush in the shade Flaunt, and it is a fabulous fuchsia purple blush, which could not have been more perfect for this 80s look. And obviously, I am going in very heavy-handed with the blush, because if you were in the 80s like I was, you remember that that is what we did. Following it up with the Revolution Strobe Highlighter in the shade Lunar, which is this crazy iridescent purple, which I completely love and will wear on a normal day, even though it is completely extra, but it was perfect for this whole 80s purple thing I've got going on. And I'm using my trusty Sigma fan brush that I love so much. Having a snack now, sorry, but I'm using the Physicians Formula Shimmer Eye Primer. I'm just covering my lids with that, and it worked surprisingly well. It was my first time using it, and I really, really liked it for this look. Just cleaning up and defining my own natural brows with the Benefit Gimme Brow. I think it's the shade 3 Taupe or something like that, medium brown, one of those. Came in an Ipsy bag, so it's teeny tiny. For my eye look, I'm going to be using 2 palettes, both by BH Cosmetics, the Take Me Back to Brazil and the Take Me Back to Brazil blah, blah, blah. Rio edition, which is all shimmers. And I'm just starting off with this kind of orangey shade in my crease, and then I'm going in with this hot pink. We're going as much color as possible today. I'm using a short, dense crease brush by Shot Miss AOA Studios. I'm putting that in the outer corner and then bringing it all the way into the crease. And I'm going to do that, of course, on both sides. And throughout the look, you'll see me going back and just building and building and building, which I think is pretty cool. See, that's the Take Me to Rio palette. And now I am going in with this shimmery coral, which I absolutely think is so pretty. And I am sticking that in the inner part of the lid and the crease. I have hooded eyes, so I always take my shadow up above the crease because that is how you will actually see it. And I try to make sure that my eyes are open when I'm applying so I can see what it's going to look like in real life. And then I'm just going back in and deepening up that hot pink, which was a matte shade. The original Take Me Back to Brazil palette does have mattes and shimmers. The Rio edition only has shimmers. And it's not like it's just the shimmer version of the first one. There are different shades in it. And if you have one of those palettes, especially the white one, the original Take Me Back to Brazil, there is no reason you'd need to have the James Charles palette, to be honest, or any other rainbow palette. These are great. So I am using this beautiful shimmery turquoise from the Rio Edition palette and putting that all over the lid with a flat shader brush from AOA Studios. This comes in a set of 10, which I believe is available now. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's black. The last time I looked, it was pink like this one. And it is $10. You get 10 brushes and a cool little case to hold them in. And I am just putting that all over the lid. I did have to build it up to get it where I wanted it. I could have gone in with my fingertip or sprayed my brush with setting spray, but it was building up really nicely on its own without doing that. I was pleased with it. I did load up a few coats though because I really wanted it to pop because it was 80s night. I always keep the brushes handy that I've used for the previous colors. I keep them out of the jar in front of me because I know I'm always going to go back in with those. I decided here to add a little bit of the sparkly black into the outer corner just to deepen it up a little bit. I'm not going to leave it black. I'm going to put some of the pink back over it, but that's going to deepen up that pink a little more, which I was pretty pleased with. And then there's a very sparkly shimmer white. I'm putting that on the brow bone, and anytime I overdo it with my brow bone color, I just go back in with my transition brush and clean it up. Although in this particular look, I'm all about the brow bone being out of hand because it was an 80s look. All right, I'm taking this amazing lime green and placing that below the lower lash line. For that, I used a Morphe M167 brush. And I absolutely love how this crazy green color ended up looking with the entire thing. I think it was a pretty cool addition. It took it to like a hairband sort of level from the 80s with this look. It's a super fun palette. And I was just taking the same color and running it along the lash line up top, and it mixed with the teal blue and kind of created just a little bit of a different color than what was already there. Wanted to bring the green together a little more. And then just blending. This was a Mermaid Duo eye crayon from LA Colors, and it was pretty hard to put on, I'll be honest. I put that in the lower lash line as well, and I didn't love it. This is the Essence The False Lashes Mascara in black, and this is a great mascara, especially for the $3 or $4 that it costs. It's really good. One of my favorite drugstore mascaras. They make great mascaras. They're super, super affordable. And then I let that dry, and then I went over top of it with the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade in Avenging Amethyst, which as you can see is bright purple, which I think is pretty cool. It was sort of hard to see on camera, but I knew it was there. I made a weird face because that was the moment I discovered that I had accidentally cut off some of the eyelashes on my right eye when I was trying to shape my eyebrows. Still waiting on that to grow back in. This is the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in the shade Got the Juice. And it is, again, I love that lip liner. It's one of my favorites. Goes on really nice and smooth, and it's like $3. This is the Urban Decay Vice Liquid Lipstick in the shade Big Bang, which is perfect for any 80s night. And then I'm going to go over it with this Stila Glitterati Lip Top Coat in Ignite. And look, it really does ignite the look. It's wild. And then I'm still intent on doing something with the waterline. So I am using the Wet n Wild Color Icon Multi-Stick in Not So Calm Waters. And that went on really nice, like butter. It was so smooth in the application. And yes, I know I shouldn't pull down my eyes to do that. All right, we're putting the finishing touches on the look. I'm hitting it with some setting spray. It was probably the Wet n Wild Photo Focus spray, and there you go. And you should know that my husband and I ended up winning the 80s contest that was there that night. We were against some pretty tough competition as well, and we ended up winning, so it was pretty fun. And we won 50 bucks, so hey, go us. I did not bowl well, though. I never do. All right, take care of you.